We spent the day at Tech Talent North Toronto, which was organized by TAP Network that took place last month on October 24th. I sat down with many HR leaders in the Canadian tech space to talk to them about what they're thinking about and focusing on in their work. Here is what they had to say. Check it out.
All right, here we are for our next episode of the Unmuted Podcast. I'm Jeff Waldman, the host of the podcast, and I'm here with Josh Siegal of 7 Shift, which is actually based in, believe it or not, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Say what? There's technology there? Yep, yes there is. Okay, so we've been here all day talking to various HR, talent, leaders, practitioners, vendors about the role of HR, talent, and things that are coming up. The Tech Talent North Conference has been here in Toronto for the past 2 years. It's usually about this time of the year, October-ish. It's a critical, heavy focus on the HR unpack community, which is awesome because that's the community that I play in. And obviously, being in the tech industry, there's a lot of nuances that we all deal with that are quite different than in many other industries out there. So I just want to welcome Josh to the podcast. So Josh is one of the good guys based here in Toronto. Apparently, his wife wanted to marry me, but I'm not sure how that happened. Or that Josh wanted to marry me. I don't remember. But anyway, I am happily married, so didn't go anywhere. Okay.
So just lots of love for Jeff Waldman, first and foremost. I think everybody has a little bit of a man crush on Jeff Waldman. Impossible not to. Also, I want to shout out Saskatoon. Was there for the first time last month. Wonderful city with wonderful humans. Excited to come back there.
But let me ask you a question. Do you have the gut to go there in the middle of January or February?
So necessity is a wonderful motivator. And if strategic planning sessions require me to go there, we're going to try it out and we will see just how good a Canada Goose jacket is.
You may need more than just one.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Layers
right.
Solve everything.
So I actually lived in Edmonton for 2.5 years. So I remember the coldest day was, 2002, minus 52 with the wind chill. And I thought I was going to die, but I didn't. I didn't make it here to Toronto. But Edmonton was a great community to live in. But anyway, on to a different topic here. So what we're going to talk about today is a very focus on what's really top of mind for HR leaders in tech right now. Obviously, the last couple of years have been tough, and there's been a lot of turmoil. Obviously, with the pandemic starting, and then going through downsizing, right sizing, quiet quitting, and resignations, and on and on. So, Josh, so what is top of mind for you as an HR leader in the tech space in Canada?
I think especially coming out of a day like Tech Talent North, where we got to hear from a bunch of amazing thought leaders, for me, there's really 2 seeds that are top of mind.
Okay.
Complexity and conflict. And the reality is, even if we think about the diversity of topics that we dug into today, that people and culture leaders now need to be thinking about, addressing, and working through, this is way different than the old days of HR. We're talking everything from DEI all the way up to AI. You need to be a technologist. You need to be a psychologist. You need to be a marketer in the talent acquisition space. The world of people and culture has never been more complex. And we're doing that within a world that has not given us an opportunity to breathe. We've been in almost nonstop conflict mode for almost 4 years, starting with the pandemic and certainly not ending now. People and culture as a function, as people and culture leaders, there is a lot.
So how do you navigate all of that? That's hard, first of all. And I know that one of the key things today for me has been people recognizing that they need to, take care of themselves. Obviously, as HR people, we're also human. I know that a lot of organizations think that we're, Superman, Superwoman, robot, walking on clouds, or water rather. But how do you sort of navigate that and start kind of breaking that all down?
So I think there's a few really high level things to think about. One, the importance of saying no, something that I've gotten way better at as I've matured in my career, understanding you can't do everything. So how do you ruthlessly rationalize? How do you prioritize? How do you let your broader leadership team outside of people and culture say, yes, there are 73 important things you want people and culture to do. Here are the top 3 that are getting our focus, and everything else is going to have to wait. That's one. Self-care has never been more important. Yeah. I'll do a quick plug for the phenomenal humans at the Energy Project. We brought them in here as our lunchtime keynote, but being thoughtful on how you operate, how you renew, how you plan your day to make sure you can bring the right type of high positive energy to the engagements that matter. We need to be practicing that as people and culture leaders, and we need to be equipping our leaders who are trying to navigate this complex, conflict-ridden world with those tools so they can manage their energy as well.
And that's really hard because I know that obviously as the business owner, I mean, you have to be intentional about doing these things and actually schedule it into your day. So, talking to someone earlier about this, and their way of doing that is they disengage, from their work. They grab their dog and they go for a walk for 15, 20 minutes. They get outside, they get fresh air. So, I mean, it's nothing huge and it's not meant to be like anything major and complicated, but that's what works for her. Other people might be doing something else. And I think, but it needs to be intentional. So, and that's not easy. That is really hard, especially when you've got a million things going on at once. But I think that's definitely something that if someone recognizes that they have to do, then maybe they'll start doing.
Well, intentionality is amazing, but then building a network within your organization for joint accountability. So creating a common language, a common expectation, and then I can look another leader in the eye and say, did you take your renewal time today? Yeah. Did you go for your walk? What did you do for yourself to make sure you can show up as the leader we need you to show up as to deliver what we need to deliver for the business? And once you embed the training and the philosophies and have that language, it empowers you to have that joint accountability.
So on that note, I think it excellent commentary. Thanks, Josh. Obviously, love chatting with you. And so once again, this is from the Tech Talent North Conference in downtown Toronto at the Metro Toronto Convention Center. I'm here normally once a year, and that's for Tech Talent North. So, we have a bunch of other episodes coming, and they'll all be dropped, in the next little while. And of course, our podcast can be found on our website, GoScaleHR.com, and also on YouTube. Don't forget to, subscribe so you can hear awesome people like Josh, sort of sharing, great wisdom. So thanks a lot. All right.